great. Hello, this is Mark McDaniel with Evolution of Warfare, and I am. It's been a while since my last stream that I had. Whoops. Sorry, I had some major issues and problems with my computer. Absolutely frustrating dealing with it. Hopefully all these problems are over. I lost all of my saved work in Tabletop Simulator. A glitch happened on connections in my computer. I've got one of those ones with a small SSD that's the operating system, and then a larger secondary drive on the laptop, and I had everything directed to that secondary drive, and then all the connections were lost. So I spent pretty much the last 2 days worrying, fretting. Finally found my information, thankfully, and had to rebuild Tabletop Simulator. So we're back for turn 4, final turn for this great game, Next War Iran. Very excited about finishing this one up and go into the next scenario and for the standard scenario. Looking very much forward to doing the advanced scenarios. Can't wait to get started on those. Again, I want to mention a disclaimer as what's in the description. This is a playtest version of Next War Iran. And the final version may not look like this. There may be changes to components, counters, rules may change or subject to change. That's the joy of being and doing a part of a play test is you're able to, they make these changes. And so it's exciting to be a part of this. I'm very, very happy to definitely be allowed and permitted to do this. Again, I'm probably not the best I know I am not I wouldn't even qualify myself as a good podcaster. I ramble way too much, but anybody that sticks around, I sure appreciate it. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Evolution of Warfare. It has been really neat to see the growth from 19 subscribers to, I think the last time I checked, I was at 41. And that is really an exciting thing, certainly. I'm just going to make an update to the Discord channel real quick on this to let people know that I'm doing a live broadcast. I'm hoping that's what's working. I hope this is working. Again, Discord is a very robust Next War channel on Discord. Again, I'm not probably even saying that right, but let's see. I'm just doing this quick message here to let folks. I have. Oops, not. I just spelled liver. Live. Oops. Okay, there we go. Just to let folks know that's going on. All right, we're going to start. Hopefully this will go. I always like to say I hope that this can go a lot faster, but I know that it won't. I guess you know that, as I already mentioned. Very first thing we're going to do is we are going to go up here and we're going to roll for weather. And again, it's wet season, so there is a +2 on the die roll for modifier. So we have a 9 + 2 is 11. I knew this was going to happen. Oh my gosh! So it's 11. So guess what that means? It means storm, but in the game-specific rules, it says count storms for Actually, no. I think it is going to be a storm turn, which is basically going to end this game. You have got to be kidding me. What that means is there's not a lot that can happen in the air. All the thoughts and dreams that I thought I had of capturing this island isn't going to happen. Let me pull up the rules here. Everything had fallen into place for the Americans to win this scenario. I had to basically overrun, defeat the Iranians that were on the island of Keshem. And then I had to clear the remaining towns, and oh my goodness. And let me go down to the weather. Oh, here's weather. Yeah, it says oh gosh, storms in this area tend to be violent. With that in mind, if the last term was storm, and storm is rolled again for the current turn, okay, it becomes overcast. So if we were to go another turn, that would be the case. But guess what? We're not. It is going to be a storm turn. Oh, goodness gracious. And let me pull this card out of the way here. Oh, my goodness. I knew this was going to happen. Knew this was going to happen. I'll put this up here since we all know we're playing this game. Goodness gracious. No air, air mobile, or sea movement. Limited all-weather capability. Has air points quartered. No all-weather capability has air points eliminated. Ground movement uses storm column on terrain effect charts. Advance after comet into hex vacated. Reinforcements may be affected. All naval units must be moved to a friendly port or sea zone. Attack helicopters cannot perform missions, and it reduces the number of electronic detections. Oh my goodness. This is not a good thing. I was thinking, once last couple of days, once I was going to start, this is going to be a storm turn. And sure enough, it is a storm turn. Now, the no air. Okay, so that eliminates our air points. So we have to put our air points at 0. There are no strike points, so those are off the table. I guess that comes off. The nice thing is that the Iranians can't reinforce the island, so we got to go with what we have. Oh my gosh. Air mobile points come off. Man, that's what gives you. Of course, you can't control the weather, can you? No air mobile, sea movement. So my invasion and my reinforcements are not going to be able to land either. I was going to do a paradrop, and I was going to do an amphibious landing with my next Marine group. No all-weather capability has air points eliminated. Limited has air points quartered. Ground movement. Okay, advanced reinforcements may be affected. Okay, I got to move all naval units to a friendly port or a sea zone. So these guys are going to have to move to a port. So where's my Saudi Arabia holding box? You're going to have to go over to this port over here because it's a storm. So those guys are off the map. Unbelievable. I'm just in shock. Oh. Wow. Sea transport only. SAG goes here. And our carrier battle group goes here. This group's going to have to wait out here in the Dago Guard. They're not coming in. And I believe, yep, I had the the 101st Airborne, they don't get to play. So that's that on that. Let me check. I'm just still kind of frustrated that I'm not going to be able to win this. Reduces the number of electronic detections that attack helicopters. So we can't even add that to combat. So no airstrikes. The helicopters are all grounded. Wow. Okay. So we're going to be focusing on this island with what we have. And we have to use the storm column on, what was the last thing? I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to that card. I knew this was going to happen. I just knew it. Yeah, ground movement uses storm column on terrain effects chart. We're not going to be able to move much anyway, but we're going to have to take a look at that for sure. Okay. So let's go down and take a look at that. I believe my terrain effects combat cards up here. Flats. Where's storm? Oh, storm right there. Okay. Yeah, 1, 1, 1, and 2. Oh, okay. Just 1 hex. Versus mechanized, it looks like is the 1, and motorized are affected, which we don't have because we're using paratroopers. The mechanized are going to be, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens. We do have initiative. I do know that. It was contested, but this last turn, but the United States gained initiative again because of victory points. I think that's the next phase. We're not doing supply phase. Detection, we don't have to do SSM markers, no air points. We're not doing any strikes. Set the air, on this one, and then we got supremacy on this air turn, which would have really helped out, but that's gone. So there is no, don't have to worry about that since it's storming. Air points, allocate strikes, set air superiority level, conduct strikes during non-storm turns, roll for sea control. There's no sea control. And then we don't have to do mine clearance. Now we do initiative movement. At least we have initiative. So we get to move twice and have combat twice. So everybody gets involved here. But again, let's see. Right. That's half 1, half 2.5, 3, basically 3 stacking points. So the Marines, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Well, all right. I got to change this to gray. That's turn 3. Okay. I am just frustrated. I'm not going to be able to do what I wanted to do. Wow. All right. Well, I can't sit here crying and whining about it. So we're going to move. First thing we're going to do is deal with. Oh yeah, we got town here. We got to drive. This is going to be turn 4. And current markers. So we're going to have to move against this guy. We have okay, so I think I can do this. So we have initiative movement. We're going to send this guy that back to there. I guess we should change that to pink. Yeah. All right. No sense of whining about it. These things happen in war, right? Showing that's a prior turn. All right, so this guy is going to move to Messin, which is going to put a clearing. Go down over here. Shuffle that clearing marker up. Again, I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to figure out how to do this. To move troops into, with movement into these areas. So there's one. Then he's going to join his boys. It's the only problem with tabletop. Trying to. There we go. Move the stack in. All right, so that's going to be that combat. Then we're going to move the army with what they have. Oh. That's going to be challenging for sure. Okay. So that's movement. So one. Okay. So that is going to be initiative movement. Now we do declare and resolve all combat. So we declare our attacks one at a time, compute initial odds. So that's going to be our first thing we're going to do. So we're going to pull our battle hex marker up here. And we're going to bring the guys we just moved so that we can kind of break this out down here. And getting that replacement point, I think, was pretty good for the We got one back, but then, and the other thing. Okay, so the second of the 82nd is going to be the lead unit, and then this Iranian unit here is going to be the lead unit. Three, 6, 9, 10, 11 to 10. So it's 1 to 1 with a remainder. So that's going to help us. 1 to 1 remainder. And then we have 2. So it's going to change to 2 to 1. We have so that's going to help a little bit on the combat odds. And so we did the computer initial odds. We determined column shifts. We can't have any attack or air points. There's no air defense fire. Now we determine dice roll modifiers. Now we are fighting 2 armored units. Oof. So let's go down here. We have 1. I'm going to flip that because we're on minus. Let's take a look at the combat strength. All attacks. Let's see, armor advantage into. They're not going into, so they don't get that. How to supply DRMs. Okay. Yes, we got the -1 and remainder surplus and initial odds. Nothing about defending. Okay, they're not attacking. So I think it's just going to be a -1. Pretty simple combat on this chart. 2 to 1. Oh, 8. The worst possible roll. 1 and 1. No retreat, though. So we're stuck. So yeah, we had to basically make these guys. These guys had to retreat here. And they're not. So that's going to hold everything up. And both of these guys get reduced. So that's that combat. I needed the Iranians to be eliminated and have to retreat. Didn't happen because we're dealing with armor. So I have 2 reduced army or units here in the 82nd for initiative. I think we do get another round of combat, but then they get combat, and they double in their because they're armored. Oof. So let's bring this down. Okay. Now they have a 4, so we're going to get a little better. The Marines might do better, but of course these are smaller attacking units. And any loss is going to be the loss of a unit from the Marines. Because they don't have a reduced side. I think these guys may. They do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to 3 is going to be a 2 to 1 with a 3 shift. 2 to 1 with 1, 2, 3. I think we're good. And then we have a remainder. I think that's right. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 3 is double. No, there is no remainder. So there is no dice roll modifier this turn. So it's going to be straight up. We need a very low roll for the Marines. A 5. Okay, minus, they lose 1 and they have to retreat, but I don't think they can retreat. Yeah, they can, right along the coast here. So, oops. So he gets flipped. So he is right along this little coast strip. If that little coast strip hadn't been there, yeah, he would have, I think he would have had to surrender because he couldn't retreat. And so the Marines are here. And they get to advance after combat. Put those guys back there. All right. Yeah, and so that was one. Again, what is the... What is the... I'm trying to think what the movement allowance... Oh, it's here. It's right on the edge of the unit, the counter. So they have 4. So that was 1. And then we go to 2. Got to go over here, get a clearing marker. Oops. Oh, for crying out loud, I spent all that time working on that. Oh, I still had that highlighted. Okay. Well, I'm an idiot. So now I just have to restack it. Flip it. And then flip. All right. So now they're stopped. All right, we have declared attacks, then elite reaction movement, and they don't have any elite. If they have 6, 7, and 8 efficiency units. Okay. And then the exploitation movement, which I think what I just did. The initiative player performs exploitation movement. Any units not in an enemy's ZOC may move up to their full movement allowance. So I think we moved up there. And then exploitation combat segment. Which I believe, oh, okay, I can attack again. Okay, so nothing's changed. Well, I guess we've changed the... So exploitation combat, I guess we get 3. Maybe we can... Maybe, yeah, this would be exploitation combat. Ooh. And we need to push these guys out. So 2, 4, 10 to 8, 1-to-1 with a remainder. And the remainder, they get a there. And then I need to check the efficiency rating. It looks like 1, basically, 1 column shift. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on, Mississippi. We're going to have to make I guess, this final unit of the 82nd Airborne to give us the 2-column shift. Yeah, because we need to maximize that. Hopefully we'll get a low roll this time. So 1-to-1, again, back to 2-to-1 odds. And we get a -1 dice roll modifier. 2 minus 1 is 1. Looks like, oh, I lose 1 and they lose 2 in retreat. So I think, oh my goodness. Yeah, they are, oh, flip. This guy gets eliminated. Okay, there's another victory point or so. Yeah, that's another an X unit. So I think we get a battalion eliminated. Get another victory point this turn. So there's 1. Not too shabby on that combat. So they have to retreat. 2. So he goes back here. And that is going to give me another clearing marker. The problem is going to, again, if I just had one more turn. Okay. So there's the 3 clearing markers for there. Oh, and the Marines need to go back to their unit. Or back here. So the 82nd Airborne has taken significant casualties. All right. I think I did that all right. Again, if I didn't, please put it in the comments. That'd be great. If I did, because of the storm turn, if I didn't do anything correct there, or if I missed something with the exploitation movement. Now they still have movement points, but they've got to attack. Oh, the Marines. Okay, I can move the. Wait, why do I have the army there? I think I flipped them. I did flip them. So they should be able to move into this. Yeah, there we go. So they can attack here. These guys can attack here. And then I'll have to look and see if I'm going to be able to get movement at the end. They can't move any further. They can't move any further. Now we are at basic movement and combat phase. So here we're now down to the end. May be able to. Okay, let's see what happens here. So we get to attack first, and then they get to react. But maybe we can eliminate this guy. Oh, wait, nope, he's stuck out here. It's these guys. And, oh, it's a 4 and a 5 against these Marines here. And thankfully, we have not had any Marine losses. Although this, that could change, right? With this turn. All right, we're going to make this the lead unit, the third or the fourth. Okay, we got to calculate odds. So we got 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 5. That's a 1-to-1 with a remainder. Make sure there's no, looks like that's all flat terrain. Yeah, flat terrain. So it looks like, again, it's going to be the -1 on the 2-for-1 chart because of the difference. Yeah, 2. If it'd been the 4, we would have gotten 3 shifts. So here we go, -1, a 1. Ooh, a 1, 2 loss, and then a retreat. So we lost our first. We lost our first, boys. And then they get a victory point. They get their very first victory point. Now they have 2 losses. So let's see. Whoops. Flip. And flip. And they're right. Whoops, we forgot to put, where was my... battle? It was right here. Okay, so these 2 guys now have to retreat. It looks like back to this hex here. And we are... Looks like it's going to come down to one big, I guess, a big battle here at the end with both. So let's, I guess, spread it all out and recalculate everything. Looks like they're all going to be, I think, they're all the same efficiency ratings. We're definitely not going to want the Marines to be the lead unit. And we may be able to. We might be able to pull this off. I still think I needed one more turn, but it's going to really tell. I think they've got ample movement, enough movement points to be able to go back and then do the clearing operation. I just still think there should be, yeah, we're going to make this, so it's going to be a 3-point column shift. All right, so let's calculate odds here. I still think when you're doing, we'll talk more about the clearing operations in a minute. And again, I need an answer to that question. So we're going to total this up and get the odds and do the column shifts. So 3, 5, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 to 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1-to-1 with a remainder. 2-to-1, or actually one more over because of the third column shift. Yeah, 3-to-1 odds with a -1. Man, wouldn't a 0 be so nice? Wouldn't it just be nice for once? Given the fact that I'm on a storm turn, I just, please. All going to come down to this, and I get a freaking 9. Jeez. They get 1 loss, so we have not won the game. We needed, oh my gosh, a 0 would have been 2 losses for them in a retreat. They would have all surrendered. Then we could have done that. But instead we get the worst possible roll. 2-to-1, or 2 to the attacker, 1 to the defender. Oh my goodness. Flip. Flip. I think that's how I read that. An 8. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 8. It's a 1-to-1. 1 loss to 1 loss. Okay. It doesn't like a match. So we still got to kill off another one of their units. We still won by victory points. Man. So we still get a second victory point. And we got to flip 1 step for a loss for us. So let's put everybody back in their spaces and then we'll kind of summarize. Because there's no point to do the clearing operations. Well, I guess we can do, yeah, we need to do clearing operations for victory points. So they were able to hold off by holding this end here with shattered unit or half step units. So they were not over on their, whoops. So everything freezes. Got the Marines here. Oh, they get a counterattack. But I don't have any movement after that. It really wouldn't matter. In the end, these guys are going to have to, they're going to have to surrender. Which I... So they choose not to attack. They don't abandon that town. Next turn, they'd have to surrender, and then I would do clearing operations. So I think turn 5, I think I would win that. So I think that's pretty much the end. So we're going to send our Marines back to do these clearing operations and see if... Oops. So the Iranians choose not to, they choose not to counterattack. Reaction combat, reorganization, conduct clearing operations. So this is going to be the last turn here, or the last thing that we're probably going to do. Total up the victory points, and then we'll be through 3 and 3. So it's a minus, or it's +4 on the dice. So we're going to roll. So that clears. We're going to roll. The 2 + 4 is going to be, yeah, it's going to be higher than 3. So that clears. I think it, unless I, yeah, that cleared there. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and delete those. Try to get the most victory points that we can. I'm going to send this guy back here. Oh, these guys just have 6. So it's going to be... So let's just, this is going to be a straight roll. So it's got to be 6 or higher. No. Oh, wait. 6. That is cleared. 2. That is not cleared. So that is still a pending control, but we were able to get 4 more victory. Oh, no, it's actually more than that. Some bond there left. Okay, let's clean up this mess. So here's our final, that's the final look. Reinforcements victory determination phase. So let's go on over there and go look at that. I have to make sure the victory points. Oops. Captured enemy controlled city. Oh, airfield or town +1. So looks like we get 4. 4 more victory points this turn. So that's going to put us at 6. So our final victory points are going to be 28. 28 to 1. Oh, man. All right. I think that finishes the turn. Advance the game turn markers. So we're done. So that's pretty good. I mean, we still did fairly well. We didn't clear as well. We got the storm, the overcast, and overcast and then the storm. So a big storm rolled in, and I've been there in the Middle East back when I went to Iraq, and yeah, these storms come in pretty fast and they're extremely disruptive. So 28 to 1, and go back here, and I think we've already talked about it, so I'm going to go ahead and conclude this in a minute. But you could see basically next turn, turn 5, we would force the surrender, and hopefully, and eventually we would clear this out, and we get a roll that we would clear that. They would control and operate the island. We still, let's say, I know next would be overcast, so these guys would be able to move in the 101st, plenty of reinforcements, the 101st Airborne, and then this 2nd and the 3rd of the 7th would be able to come in and reinforce this island. They'd be able to meet the objective of this scenario. So that is turn 4. This has been a lot of fun. Certainly have enjoyed it. I hope, again, I've done honor to the rules. I hope that it was faithful to the rule or the intent of the game and the game-specific rules. Any questions or observations? I think I got the comment thing figured out on the YouTube. Please, again, share and like the channel, and then or like and see, what is it? Oh, subscribe and like, and then share with your friends. And I'll post this on the various social media platforms. Thank you again. This is Mark with Evolution of Warfare. We'll probably set up the next scenario in the standard session, which I believe is called